Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're going to be looking at my Italeri 135 scale kit number 3625 Schnellboot S-26 stroke S-38 with 2cm flak and sea mines or depth charges. Now I got this kit, I kind of bought it for myself as a Christmas present, to be quite honest with you, as it was kind of expensive and big. And I bought it off Amazon and I got it for, I think, a pretty good price of £136. As you are aware, prices do tend to fluctuate on Amazon. Unfortunately, the current price of this there is £170. As you may or may not be aware, there is an alternate version available by Italeri, the Type 100. Currently, that one goes for £189, and that one seems to have been pretty standard price for as long as I've been looking at it anyway. Italeri also offer a few other kits, a British Vosper, which normally goes for about 100, an Italian MAS 563/568, again about 100, and a US Elco 80, again about 100. And they generally come with crews as optional extras, which you can pick up for around about £20. Now, this particular kit comes with a rather comprehensive instruction manual, which covers, let me just have a quick note, 67 steps on how to build. So it's rather long, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the parts first, and then depending on how long the video is, I might decide to do this as a extra video, because some people don't really like looking at the instructions, some people do. So to give you an idea, we get two options on how we can do this up. We get one, which is with the mines, which is Schnellboot S-38 class, armed with 2cm flak 38 and sea mines, Kriegsmarine 1st S-boot flotilla, Gulf of Finland 1941. And we also get this option, which is Schnellboot S-26 class, up armoured with 2cm flak and depth charges, Kriegsmarine 6th boot flotilla, Norway 1942. Now, just to give you a quick run through on the history of the Schnellboot S-26, between the two wars, several navies undertook development programs to implement flotillas of motor torpedo boats capable of carrying out patrol and attack missions. The new engine technologies compared to First World War versions provided greater performance and operational efficiency. During the 1930s, the German Kriegsmarine developed the famous S-class motor torpedo boats. Between 1939 and 40, the S-26 series was built and characterized by a forecastle integrated with two 530mm torpedo tubes. The aesthetic features of the bow were maintained and further improved in subsequent versions. The S-38 was one of the most celebrated Schnellboot versions, with almost 100 units produced. They were 35 meters long with a full load displacement of over 100 knots. With its Daimler-Benz 12-cylinder engines, it was able to reach a maximum speed of 39 knots. I think I said knots there, I should have said 100 tons. So just to give you a quick flick through, like I said, it's very detailed. There's a hell of a lot of it. It's going to take a lot of time to go through, so I think this is probably going to be an additional video for those of you that are interested. That will be released probably sometime this afternoon or this evening, so you can catch up on that as and when you feel like. As far as building this, I mean, this is the kind of thing that takes a long time to actually build. I'm under no illusions there, and my skill level currently as a novice modeler really probably isn't quite capable of doing a decent job of this, and obviously it's an expensive kit, so we'll be putting this one away after we've done the review for an unspecified amount of time until I feel like I can actually do it, and it will probably be sort of back burner build where I sort of touch upon it every now and again. So what do we get in the box? That's what you're here for. We get this baggie here, which has got a bunch of string with it and strangely some screws. Not exactly certain what they're all about, but I'm sure we'll find out in the instructions later on. We also get a baggie with some mesh. We get some decals with a flag minus its crooked cross. We get some unit insignia here and here, and we get these two nice decals for our stand. And we get some I forget what these are called. They're painting masks to put on the glazed parts, I think. And we get a piece of card, and we get a photo etch section as well. Haven't seen the glazed parts. Wonder why they are. Maybe I'll have to write off to Italeri. Maybe these are the glazed parts. That's what it is. This is very thin plastic glazed parts. So it's not a mask. It is the actual glazing. So there we go. That's what that's all about. So the actual hull obviously comes in two pieces. So we're going to do a quick scope at the actual hull, and then we'll pull out some of the actual detail on it. So obviously we have a whole bunch of rivet marks here. They do seem a little bit wavy in places, which I'm not quite sure whether that's intentional or whether that's how they were. Don't know. So I'm kind of thinking that's probably an accurate representation. I mean, these rivet marks probably aren't supposed to be straight. We have a couple of little dings here where we have to trim it down. Bit of sanding sticks and what have you. And we have nice detail here on where I'm not quite sure what these are. I'm not very nautically minded. They're definitely not mounting points for the propellers, because I think that's the mounting point for the propeller there. Or maybe the propeller goes at the back. No, I don't know. So there we go. There's a nice run through of that piece. We can see here the opening for the torpedo tube. And here's the rather nice bow, which, as per the description there, is rather pleasing. So let's do a quick run through of the opposite side, which is basically the same, obviously. But hey, we've got to eat up some time. Right, next off we get this section. Quick run through. This is obviously the decking. I have noted there's a little bit of damage here. Not sure what to do with that, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to put that back together. We have mounting points here for our spare torpedoes, which there are 4 of on the deck. So that's what they are. This section here is for the rear facing machine gun or heavy cannon. And then we have this part here, which is sort of raised decking area. And we have a hatch, which I'm going to guess is into the engine compartment. Again, we've got a lot of detail going on here. We've got a lot of mounting points for the railings, which go along the sides. There's actually 2 options on the railings as well. You can have them covered or uncovered. No idea what I'm actually going to do myself. The front section came loose off the sprue. So as we can see, this is the covering for where our torpedoes are going to go. Again, we've got a whole load of rivets and details. This section here is where the front facing, I think this is going to be the 2cm flat gun goes. Need a bit of trimming, obviously, but this has come off the sprue. And that is where it came from. We also have another one of these which has come loose. I think that's where the torpedo actually pops out at the front. I'm not 100% certain. Please do, fill me in on some of the misidentification of parts here, because I'm no expert at the end of the day, which is completely obvious. So this part here is going to be a central raised sort of deck cabin section in the middle. Again, we've got a whole load of hatches here. I'm guessing this is more for ventilation than anything else. We have some rib sections here, which are going to be painted sort of in a wood colour. What have we got here? I think this is going to be some sort of bracing for the interior. This bit here, I'm thinking that's going to be the rear section where the mines or depth charges are mounted. All these screws are going to go back in the plastic baggies that they came in, obviously. We have two of these particular sprues. Here we can see we have the covered options for the railings, and they have some sort of ripples in them, I suppose is the best way I can kind of describe it off the top of my head. Obviously some chain as well. So we get 2 of those on either side. Again, they're kind of bowed in certain areas, which kind of adds to a pleasing aesthetic of them not being uniform, which obviously they probably wouldn't be in real life. We have 2 of our mines here. And we have, oh, there we go, a whole load of other bits. These look like some doors. What's that going to be? More doors. Some grappling sort of hooks. We've got some, these look like reels of some sort, possibly to go on the loading and unloading of depth charges or mines. We can see their sort of mechanisms here. A whole load of little bits. Possibly some hatch covers maybe. Not quite certain. Like I say, that is a repeatable sprue. Got to be careful here, I don't want to break anything. So again, there's the other sprue repeat of that one. This sprue here, as we can see, we've got the life raft, which is here. We have this large circular piece, which is going to go here at the front with our flak. We've got some rather nasty looking cannons for the flak here, which is a twin, and we have some magazines. What else have we got? We've got a little steering wheel type thing going on. We've got a couple of paddles. We've got some framing. Again, I'm going to be guessing that this is to do with either this or the front mounted cannon. That looks like part of the mounting. We've got a couple of raised sections here, which are probably going to be sort of attached to the actual deck housing. Not too sure what that sort of cone part is. There we go. That's all looking pretty good. Next sprue. Which way should we have this up? We've got some wooden decking going on for various parts. This, I think, is more towards the cabin area here. This is going to be part of the cabin itself. Again, this is also nice attention to detail with a whole bunch of rivets and whatnot going on. Here we have a doorway. I'm guessing there's going to be a handle, more doors, more handles. It's going to be part of the armoured section of the front of the cabin, I suppose. What's it called? A cabin? Boathouse? I don't know. Whatever. More parts here, so obviously we're going to put those little glazed parts in that we identified previously in here. Looks nice, doesn't it? Got to be honest, can't wait till I go with this. Ooh. Well, next sprue, we have the torpedo tubes, which are at the front here. We have a whole bunch of these, look like railings maybe. We've got another one of these big circular parts, which is going to be another piece to go on the front. This is going to be part of the stand here and here. Got another heavy cannon, more magazines. Got a sort of a life buoy. I'm not too sure what these parts are. We've got some wheels and a whole load of other mechanically looking, sort of very fragile looking frames that are going to take a lot of care to attach and not break. It's this one here. We get, it appears, two sprues that look like this. These are quite big. We've got two torpedoes to complete on this one. More magazines for our cannon. These look like supports for the spare torpedoes, which I'm guessing these are, which are layered here on the deck. This is going to be part of our stand. Don't know what that bit is. A couple of helmets. Looks like a very large sort of boat hook. Part of the decking. It's huge propeller there. Another life ring. Again, oh, here we go. Here, this is the alternate version of the railings, which is uncovered. As you can see, it's got the chain there, so we've got some spare parts for something there. Just put that one to one side, and then we have another repeat of that particular sprue, which again is the torpedoes and what have you. So we'll put that one to one side as well. And our last sprue, which is this one here, looks like we've got some radio gear. This is going to be the sort of tub at the front for our front facing cannon. We've got another propeller, we've got a ship's wheel, we've got some sort of enclosure thing. I'm guessing that's to go on the cannon as well. More decking, I'm not sure. Part of the forecastle, I think that's what it's called. We've got some more of these very thin looking parts as well, this sort of railing sort of McGubbins, a couple of sort of these tubular air vent things. I think that might be part of the propeller maybe. We've got this front weather shield which goes at the front here. I think that's about it really. So 14 minutes, that's not too bad for a look at a rather cool kit. Like I say, this is running a little bit too long now, so what I'll do is I'll do an additional video where I'll flick through the instruction book so as you can see how this one is put together. So I hope you enjoyed that. I can't wait to get to grips and have a go at this, but I'm not, like I say, it's not going to be for a while. Obviously these are available from alternate vendors apart from Amazon, but that was just where I found that I could get it from for what I considered to be a reasonable price at the time. I think, you know, sort of 130 quid is pretty good, to be honest with you. So please do like and subscribe. There will be more kit reviews on the channel. This is the biggest 135 kit. Whether I decide to add any more of these torpedo boats to my collection, that will be something that maybe happens once we've had a go at this one, because this is just massive. It's huge. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.